Hello and welcome back. I've put everything in dark mode today. I've got my camera off. Feeling a bit tired, so I'm just going to hide in the background and write some code, and we'll have a little bit of fun with it. So, we have got our application. We have got our code. We are good to go, right? Today, we're going to be adding some business logic. We're going to be focusing on creating clients. How, what is the relationship of clients to our workspace, and how can we kind of work through that? Let's get started. So if you remember, we can log in like so. I'll log us in, and we're there. Ooh. Do you have a beginners series for starters interested in custom CRM ERP development? Not really. I don't have anything super beginner. I'm going through it relatively slowly on this one, so it might be worth checking the original videos and live streams, but we'll get to that. So we have got our user account over here. I've updated this so it's just that, for the one workspace, you get one workspace, you can rename it, and that's it. That's the plan anyway, for now. And obviously we can come over to our settings, and here's our settings. That's all we've got so far. We're taking it nice and slow. We're making sure we're getting this working. So what we want to do is we want to start adding additional things, right? So let's go ahead and make a new model. For this, we are going to call it client, actually. We're going to do it this way. We're going to call it client. And a client has a factory, a migration, and a policy. Ooh, already exists. Apparently we did that. Let's go down and look at the migration. So apparently we did that. Awesome. Got a workspace. Actions. We did create an action for it. Perfect. Did we create any jobs? We did not. We can go ahead and create some jobs now. So what we'll do is we're going to create a new directory, and we're going to call this clients. So, okay, we're a bit further along than I thought we were. So let's carry on. What we will quickly do is go to our authentication layout and make sure that we've got a menu item ready for this. Okay, so we're going to want to route. Oh, this all threw me off now. So in here, we're going to go ahead and create a new file for our clients routes. We're going to declare some strict types, and we're going to use illuminate routes. Okay. So we're going to want to be able to kind of get all clients. We're going to want to create a client, store a client, get a specific client, edit a client, update the client, and delete a client. And that's pretty much it. We haven't got soft deletes. So for now, we're going to keep it like that, and we'll fill in the gaps. So where are we? We are here, verified. What we want to do here is start a route. Oh, I can't type today. We're going to add a prefix of clients as clients, and we are going to group. For this, we will use the base path helper, and the path we care about here is going to be routes web clients.php. This file we just created over here, which means this we can swap to that, and then we can delete that, do that, do that, and that, and that. So if we just do a root list, we should see all of our client stuff here. This is all the stuff to do with clients that we need. So let's go ahead and add name for the index, create, store, show, edit, update, destroy. Well, I call it delete, not destroy, personally. Okay, so we got a nice easy way there. If we do that again, we'll see that we've now got all of our client stuff handled here, and we are good to go. Subtitles are off. That's something that you will need to set on your YouTube, I believe. Greetings, fellow developer. Hello, Chris. So let's go ahead and add this route over here. And this, we are going to do that. Let's just fix some of this up, because red squiggles irritate me way too much. So collapse that. Data will be refactoring over time. You know, data's got the nav in it, hasn't it? Nav main. So we got the dashboard, and then what we're going to want to do here is clients. We're going to say root clients index, and we'll stick with a square terminal for now. We'll update that later. Inspect that. SVG. Okay, so we need to update the menu a little bit so that it's a little bit nicer to use. So let's go down to there and get that sorted. Sidebar stuff, component. What we want to do is, let's just grab that. And what happens if we drop a link component around that? That messes up the styling. But what we will do is we will say href equals item URL. And we're going to add a class. We're going to say, let's just do a width full and flex for now and see what it does. That's good enough, isn't it? That's pretty good. Chevron right, transition, state open, collapse, rotate 90. Okay, we're going to remove that. So there's our clients here. And if we click on that, we're going to get a dump output. Fantastic. So we've routed to it. We've got a client database. We've got all of this stuff. And what we're going to want to do is start creating these controllers. So over in our HTTP controllers, we can go ahead and go clients. And we'll just create an index controller here. It's an inertia route. So we're going to say public function invoke, and we're going to accept that request. And we are going to return an inertia response. So we can say return this factory render, and the component is going to be client's index, and the props we will add to shortly. So if we go ahead and create that page under JS pages, clients index.view. We're going to do a setup script that is TypeScript over here. And we're going to want to import authentication layout from there. And a template, we are going to use the authenticated layout like so. Here be clients. There's some clients. Open our routes. We can swap this over. But first, let's just say use app HTTP controllers clients. So clients index controller. So we can come over, and when we click on that, here will be clients. Fantastic. So what we want next is, let's go ahead and add this little template partial here. And what we're going to want is that dashboard and clients index. And there we go. Go back to dashboard. There's clients, that's where we are. And we can go back to the dashboard using the breadcrumbs. Excellent. So we're actually getting somewhere. Clients dashboard, come to clients. Perfect. So what we're going to want is some form of like list of all of the clients that we're working with, maybe a stats box at the top. So let's go ahead and have a look at this. Have we got anything already? Something like this. This is almost perfect. I mean, we've got some stat boxes there. We've got some list stuff. That's more of a details view. It's a table. So we are going to go for a pretty standard layout, I think. So if we just come down and have a look at that a second. It's going to be like that. So if we come down to here, what we'll do is add that, come over and have a look at our CRM. And there we go. It's going to be using that sort of space. So we're going to want 3 cards and a table. So we want to come over here and we want to get clients for our workspace. So what we want is, let's just do all of this in line and we'll look at how we can refactor a little bit later. So we can say clients equals client query where workspace ID is equal to, we'll add a value there, and we're just going to get all of them. We're going to pass down our clients, and we're going to want to use a resource for this. So we're going to make a resource, client resource. Ooh, okay. There we go. So client resource, we want a collection, and the resource we're passing through is clients. So over on our client resource, what we want to do is fix that up and say that the property resource is a client. and drop an array in there. And we're going to have an ID for our client. Let's go have a look. I'm pretty sure we've got a name, a website. And that's all we want to get right now. That is basic, right? So one thing that I have noticed is there is a new method for getting the authenticated user, retrieving the authenticated user. There's a new way to inject it using an attribute, I believe. Laravel 11 attributes, authenticated user. What have we got? Okay, so let's just go to Google. Close it off. That's not super useful. So attributes current user. Not a problem. Wow. Slapped in the face with white mode all of a sudden. So current user extends authenticated. So there is a way to do this. Let's have a look at that. Release notes. Structure, service providers, middleware, reverb per second, health. Is there any attributes? Are there only two ones? There is a way to do it, but I can never find. Ooh, maybe this article has got it. Go away. Shoo. No, that's not it. If anyone knows where to get the information for it, that would be awesome. Maybe it's on here. Bindings, resolving. Like, where the heck can I find this stuff? Okay, so I should be able to say current user like that. Okay, so let's try this. We're going to say, here's our request like that. And then what we're going to want to do is say, let's see if we can get it. Current user. We're going to die and dump on the user. Let's just see if we can figure it out, right? Cool. So we've got the current user. Awesome. So what we could do is say user workspace ID. And there we go. Basically get all clients for this one. Refresh that and we are pretty good. So if we just inspect this, No console errors. We are looking good. I think there's a way I can add some extensions. Let's add the view extension as well. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. View DevTools. That's not working. Why is that not loading? I don't know why that's not working. We won't worry about it too much. Okay. So here's our stuff there. And what we want to do is we need to make sure we register a type for this. We're going to export a type called client, and this will be an object. We're going to have an ID of a string, a name of a string, string, and then a website as a string. Website is the only thing that is nullable, so we will make that like that. And then in our index over here, we can just declare some props. Define props. Clients, client, like so. So stats are at the top, that's the main box, and we are looking good so far. Let's make sure we don't have any JavaScript errors. So far, so good. The latest view, no, I haven't actually tried it. So pnpm run build. Ooh, yes, apparently so. But I've not had to build it for a while, so far we're okay. I'm sure I will get an update for that, and it'll all be fine. So we've got all of our view stuff loaded. It would be nice if I could have view up here. That's a pain. That is a pain. I need to have a look at how to get the Vue.js stuff working in this. So dashboard clients, we've got our clients. We will loop over them in a little bit. We will do some stat stuff. So what we want is come back to our building blocks. Not that one. We're going to want a card, right? So let's pull that in. There we go. Pull that in from there. And we are going to want components UI card. We're going to want card. We're going to want a card title, card content, card header, card footer, and card description. We'll just import all of those. So this first one here, we are going to want to style it. So let's go ahead and say card class that. And remove one. Come back over to here and see what's happening. So far, so good. So then we're going to have a card header with a card title. Like this. Here is a title. Card description. This is a description. card content. Here be numbers. And for now, we'll leave it at that. So let's go ahead and see what card stuff that they've got over here in the components. Card. So none of those. Let's come back to blocks. We're going to want something like this. Let's see what they have. Yeah. So we're looking for total revenue. Let's click on that and let's find that. So just copy all of the contents of that card. We've got the card itself already. So drop that in there. Come over to here. Awesome. So that's going to be from Lucid, I assume. So import from there. $sign. And we don't need a description or a footer for our cards there. So we can remove that. And there we go. That is all of that. So what we want to do is just remove that aspect and go have a look. Here we go. Yeah, you are definitely not the only one there, mate. Don't worry. So we've got a card there, and we're just going to replicate that. And we will fill information in as and when we need it. So we got our 3 stat cards there. Come back over to here, and what we're going to want is basically this kind of listy table here. So let's see what component that is. Again, that's a card and a table. Okay, so we're going to want to pull in the table component. There is a data table. I'm not 100% sure if data table is what I'm going to want. Or whether I just want a standard table. Let's just go for a standard table this time. And if we need to change it, we can do. So that is going to do its business. And what we're going to do, we will just go get that card. Blocks. Where were you? Where were you? Orders. This one. Transactions. So we're going to have this big old dividity div. We're just going to copy all of this for now. And we will worry about it a little bit later. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Grab this first card. Card, table, body, table cell, table row. Lots of tables, tables, lots more tables. Way down to the card. Fantastic. So next up, we're going to have this. Like so. So we're going to want to pull in all of the table stuff from there. Let's just go pull all of that in. We're going to want a badge. Okay, so let's pull in that. Where's a badge? There's a badge. Card description and arrow upright. Okay, so arrow up right. And then we're going to want the card description. And then we can just use that. Come over to our page and hopefully things are working. Fantastic. So here's our cards. Here's our bottom bit. Transactions. We're going to drop that part out. And there we go. I think. Let's drop the background as well, which means that we don't really need Z rounded either. There we go. We've got 3, 4, 5 million cards. All good. So, got this view all button over there. So let's just make sure that we're pulling in the button. Make sure that we pull in all of the stuffs. And there we go. View all if we want to go view all. Okay, so we've got this. We can start to kind of loop through our clients here. So we can say clients, and the description can just be list of clients that you have for your workspace. Awesome, awesome. Table header. And it's table body, right? Table row, table row, table row. Let's just collapse those. We only want the one. So we can grab that. Not that. And we can say template V4 client in clients. We're going to key it to the client.id. Drop that in there. Currently, we don't have any, which is fine. So what I will do is open up our database seeder. Here's our user, like so. Then what we want to do is client factory for user workspace create. Let's see if this works. A migrate fresh seed. That is currently failing. Client workspace, that works. What we'll do is if we just kind of like manually sleep for 3 seconds, that queue should then have been executed. Nope. Still nope. How could we do this bit, do you think? How could we do this? We'll say workspace, and we're just going to manually create a workspace for this user. So let's try that and let's see what that does. Let's log in. Nope. Come to clients. So I think we need to do a use with out model events like that. So then that's there. That's updating that. Let's just quickly make sure we don't need anything. User workspace, that's all good. Okay, let's do this first. Then this workspace is going to be for this user. Workspace has an owner. So we want to say user as owner. Then we want to say user update the workspace ID to be that. And then that should all work and everything should hopefully be in place. So let's log in and let's test it. So just Stevie D. Come to clients. And we've got 5 clients. Oh, fantastic. We are getting somewhere. So come back to our index over here. And what we want, our client has got a name. So we can say client.name. Doesn't have an email. So what we're going to do is a client.website. Or no website provided. How do you do a ternary in JavaScript these days? This is nullable, so we're going to say client.website. Maybe we'll just do like a BF client.website. Like that. If we got a website at a website. On the other side, we don't have any. Ooh, are you going to use only policies or some kind of permission system? So I think I might use some form of permission system. There's one I've been wanting to try out called permit.io. No, I didn't want that. I wanted to go to a URL. HTTPS permit.io. I wanted to try these guys because it sounds pretty cool. It sounds like it's gonna mean I don't have to build stuff. It doesn't have PHP up here, so I'm gonna probably build something. But that's gonna be a lot of fun. Plus, I like their website. Hey Samuel, how are you? Okay, so we've got the current user. That's all good. Here we are. So we've got this listing out. The amount we don't actually have. So there's nothing to do with an amount right now. So what we're going to do is come over here and we're going to say client name. And I don't know what's going on with that. Status, date, amount. Let's just delete those because they're not actually needed. And we'll just delete that stuff like that, and that all lines up better. There we go. We're getting there. Okay, so we've got eeny, meeny, and miny. All of our clients are then listed, which is cool. We've got this up here, which we want to start utilizing. So let's go ahead and say for our first one, total clients. And we're going to say clients.length. 5 clients. $. Briefcase business. Let's just use that. That sounds like a fun one to use, doesn't it? So instead of that, we're going to track that, and we're not going to add any sort of forecast stuff. So we've got 5 total clients, which is great. No, I'm not using filament on this one. I wanted to use inertia, and I wanted to use view, and I wanted to use shad CN just to play with it, really. See what we can get working. So we've got our clients, which is great. The amount, we don't worry about that. We'll fix that up. But clients have contacts, right? We spoke about this before, I believe. A contact. So a client has many contacts. So what we want to do is make a resource for our contact resource. And we're going to go ahead and open that contact resource here. So our property resource is a contact. Fix that up. Clear that out. And we're going to make an array. Obviously, it's going to have an ID. We always need to keep that ID in there. And we're going to have name and an email. So, name. This resource, email. So, it means we need to return an array. This is a string. Let's open up our index.ts. And we're going to have a contact export type contact ID string. Let's make sure we've got nullables wherever needed. Awesome. So name string, email string. So a client can have many contacts. So over in our index controller, what we want to do is say with relations contacts. Awesome. So now if we go back to our database seeder, we've created 5 clients. Then for each client, we are going to say a contact factory for the client, count 3 and create. fix that up. There we go. So migrate fresh and seed, refresh this. In we go over our clients. Got our clients. So now what we can do is over on our view here, what we're going to want is some form of computed property. There's a way to do like a computed thingy here. I can never remember how to do it. Vue.js.org. Get started. Computed properties. Aha. Something like this. So we're going to have const contacts, and we're going to return this is where my JavaScript sucks a little bit. Get a count of all contacts across clients. So there we go. Let's see if that works. We're going to make this props now. So over here, we can say props.clients, like so. Make sure we don't get any JavaScript explosions. So far, so good. And let's go over and update total contacts. Remove that, and instead of a $, let's go in and pull in a. Is there like a person standing? We'll try something like that. Ta-da, we got a failure. Okay, so why are we dying? Undefined is not an object. Okay, so do we have to do like this, clients? I can never remember. Let's go have a look. Okay, that's reactive. I want to get something from props. Computed, get and set. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's working off of that. Best practice. Okay, let's just do this instead. Just do it in line because why not? We'll just ignore that for now, and we'll see if it actually works. We'll worry about tidying up some JavaScript later. Ooh. Okay, so here's our client. Contacts. It's always got contacts. I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm just going to say 12. There we go. We'll figure that out in a little while. Wouldn't it be better to use an eloquent with count for this? I mean, it might be. Like, perhaps this would work. Oh, wait a minute. I know why it's not working. It's because it's not on the client resource yet. Resources, then this resource contacts, like so. Let's remove that part there. Come back to this and let's see. There we go. No errors. We are good. Okay, so we are looping over all of them. We've got total contacts. What we could probably do is client name. Do something like total contacts over here. And then here, what we can do is client.contacts.length. Like 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All good. We've got 3 contacts at this company, and it's something useful. We're probably going to update part of this in a little while. Because our next live stream tomorrow is on projects, and then projects are going to be attached to clients, which kind of fills up that box. The total contacts isn't really needed. I'm just adding it because I can. What could we do? What could we do? So we want to be able to add a new one. So instead of that view all button there, maybe we can do like a create new. Like create a client, like so. And what I want is we need a component for this. This is it a draw? Like that. With sheet. A sheet is probably a lot more accurate for what we want. So we have a sheet trigger and the sheet content examples. Maybe something like that. I kind of like that whole popping up from the bottom. Like that. That is kind of what I want to do. So what's this use template from? Create reusable template. Okay. If it's desktop edit profile, that is going to be the form. Here's a trigger. The draw. Ooh. I really like the sound of that. Let's go ahead and add the drawer and see what we can get working. Drawer is built on top of Wall View. I do like this. It is pretty cool. So what we are going to do then is, here's a drawer, content and the trigger. Let's just copy all of this. Come over to here. That has been added. That's all about card content. Create a client is over there. Here's a card. Let's just collapse some of this. So do we want the whole thing to be wrapped in a drawer? That is the question. All of that, drop it in there. And what happens to our UI? Absolutely nothing, which is fantastic. That's what I wanted. Then over here, we have this draw trigger over here. Here's our trigger. This button is going to live within there. So what we want is, let's just kind of drop a class on that and see if we can get back where we want it. Yes, that'll work. Then the draw content is something that we can kind of move to the bottom here. Move that. And then let's start to draw content, draw header, draw title, draw description. So anything else that we are missing? Draw close. I guess that makes sense. Draw footer, draw close, title, description, header. Hey, that is awesome. And what we want to do is this. How can we add something like that? That is what I am interested in. So if we come down to our view, we've just got inertia here. So our app setup, create app. What we want to do is find a way to add like add an attribute. So why don't we, using inertia, JS, and view, how can I add an attribute to my main view instance node? Resolve. Const app. We're in the setup. There's our app. App dot mount onto that element. We're just going to do that. el.set attribute. Kind of cool. Okay, we need a data custom attribute. If we are just adding a, what are they called? Where is it? Here is it. Want it to look like this. Directive. That's what it's called. It's a directive. Can I add like null? Oh, that's close. Empty string, apparently. So let's go ahead and reload and let's see what it looks like. Awesome. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Boop. So what we can then do is, let's close that. And in here, this kind of withdrawal content here, this can be something that is a separate component. So we can follow this pattern and just add partials in here. And we can add a create client component. Script setup lang TS template. So basically this is going to be our form. So we can say import form, or let's use form from inertia view. And then we can say const form equals use form, passing in what we want to capture, and a client has a name and a website. Then we have a const submit, which needs to perform an action. So we can say form post root clients store, passing in that, and on success form reset. So here's our form. Submit.prevent equals submit. And if I just kind of go ahead and grab some form elements on finish, form reset, cool, blah, 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 blah. We want something like this. Let's just grab all of that and we'll strip out what we don't need. So here's a form. Submit, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have a name. This is text. So client name could be, I don't know, think of something clever and get back to me. Autofocus, autocomplete off, form errors, name, form errors, name. Then we've got the website type. I don't think there's a type URL, but we'll see. Drop that there. Form website. Drop that link out. And then what we can say is create new client. This cannot be undone. So what we want is on this index is to pull it in. Don't need that badge. And we will import create client. And then draw content can just be create client. Let's see how that looks. Okay, something's gone wonky. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it this way. Let's see if it is that typo that was causing the issue. It is. So we need to style it a little bit better. So draw content will do some default styling. Add this as that kind of draggable handle, and then add the slot. So what we really want here is a class of something like max width of 7XL, MX, auto. Let's have a look. That is definitely not it. So it looks like we might need to style this specifically. So we're going to have a draw title, and the title is going to be create a new client. Actually, why don't we just wrap this whole create client in these draw components, and then this can be a draw content like that. Then it's got a draw title, create a new client. Get this footer. We'll get all of this out. Draw description. Use the following form to create a new client for your workspace. Let's go see what that actually looks like. Apparently it looks like crap. Okay, so what we want is, instead of all of that, we are going to want that create client to be there. Awesome. Let's go have a look and make sure that things are going to look cool. Draw header, draw footer. There we go. We can remove that, move that. Draw the footer there, and we'll drop our form in that for now. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. Awesome. We are getting somewhere, we are doing something, and life is good. Okay. So we're starting to manage our clients better, which is fun. We're using some funky components. We've got a few pages completed. We've got clients loading, contacts loading. We can create a new client using this funky draw. I wonder if there's like variations on a draw. You can scale the background. You can combine the dialogue and draw to create a responsive dialogue. Okay, that's kind of cool. Also can't wait to play around with these forms. This is going to be fun. But we'll come back to that. I think for today, I've done over an hour. I think we're going to call that a day. We'll just get all of this pushed up for now. This isn't working yet, but I'm not overly bothered yet. Form name. So funky client name. Let's go with who have we got? We've got Jon Snow, the wall. And then the URL is going to be https www.thewall.io. Let's go and check that out. Create a client, and we're good. I wonder if this button was removed. Or if we just kind of got all of that form. Did that. Did that and moved that into there. Would that look any different? Yeah, it looks crap. Maybe we need to do something slightly different. We'll play around. We'll play around with that. There we go. That will do. We're going to leave that as that. Otherwise, I'm just fiddling. So let's git add all of that. Git commit -am. Working on client interaction. So we are good. Tomorrow is projects. Slightly later tomorrow because I've got a kids' school play, but we're getting there. I've not really used Shad CN that much, but it's definitely really helpful. Definitely helping me out. And I definitely think there's a lot we could do with this. Just need to add stuff up there. Not a big deal. We'll get back to that. Stay awesome. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care.